Good morning, everyone, and I'm so happy that you joined us this morning. Happy Easter. If you have your Discoverer's Bible, you can read along with us. I'm going to be reading from Luke chapter 24, verses 1 through 12. It was very early in the morning on the first day of the week. The women took the spices they had prepared. Then they went to the tomb. They found the stone rolled away from it. When they entered the tomb, they did not find the body of the Lord Jesus. They were wondering about this. Suddenly, two men in clothes as bright as lightning stood beside them. The women were terrified. They bowed down with their faces to the ground. Then the men said to them, "Why do you look for the living among the dead? Jesus is not here. He has risen. Remember how he told you he would rise? It was while he was still with you in Galilee. He said, 'The Son of Man must be handed over to sinful people. He must be nailed to a cross. On the third day he will rise from the dead.'" Then the women remembered Jesus' words. They came back from the tomb. They told all these things to the 11 and to all the others. Mary Magdalene, Joanna, Mary the mother of James, and the others with them were the ones who told the apostles. But the apostles did not believe the women. Their words didn't make any sense to them. But Peter got up and ran to the tomb. He bent over and saw the strips of linen lying by themselves. Then he went away, wondering what had happened. So this morning I have a little science experiment for you, and it's very timely. You may have seen this or you may have not, but it's been an example that people have been using to show you why it's important to wash your hands. But I'm going to use it to show you how Jesus takes away the sins of the world. So if you would like to do this experiment at home, you'll need 2 bowls, some water, some pepper, and some soap. So you want to pour water into your bowl, fill it with pepper, which today the pepper is going to represent sin in the world. Sin is typically represented by the color scarlet, but for today's purposes, we're just using pepper. So, this is a good example of what the world looks like with sin in it. And if you stick your finger in it, then you are covered in sin as well. But if you put your finger in the soap, and that soap for representing when we're talking about the virus. But for today, this would be when you accept Jesus, when you follow Jesus, when you love Jesus. This is what happens to sin. When you are covered with Jesus, you are forgiven and cleansed of all your sin. And that's what Easter means. So Jesus takes away the sins of the world. And on Easter, when he rose from the dead, he proved that he was God's son and proved what people had said before him, that he would come and take away the sin of the world. Thank you for joining us today on this very happy Easter Sunday. And I hope that maybe you can try this experiment at home, and it will help you to not only remember to wash your hands to keep the germs away, but that you will remember how Jesus gave himself so that we would have our sin taken away, so that we could be close to God once again. So everybody, have a great Easter Sunday.